Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being with me again in this live section. So let us actually take a look at what we really have for today. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze has finally come out to talk about Simon Ekpa's case, as well as what is going on in Finland, the way Finland is treating Simon Ekpa. She was emphasizing on the way they tortured him and the way they denied him his medical things, and in fact the way they denied him his legal team and his medical practitioner, and what they are doing to him in Finland, as well as the reason many Nigerians have been saying that they should bring back Simon Ekpa, they should bring him back to Nigeria so that they can judge his case in Nigeria. And this woman was saying, telling them that the way they are treating Simon Ekpa is not good. So guys, I want you guys to really take a look at what this woman have to say, which is Ngozi Orabueze. Take a look at what she has to say about what these people are doing to Simon Ekpa, that is totally wrong and totally bad. If you listen to this thing very well, you understand that she was speaking out of pain in her heart, saying that after everything that Simon Ekpa has done for Nigerians, the way she has been trying all her possible best to the way she has been trying all her possible, the way Simon Ekpa has been trying all his possible best to make sure that the bandits in that Biafra get their independence, and not only that, there are no bandits in Igbo land. Guys, just take a look and listen to what she has to say, and I'll be right back.
Innocent guy, Simon Ekpa, who is just fighting for the freedom of his people from the terrorist state of Nigeria that kill his people by the thousands every week, every month. If you do not know the history, why don't you follow the real legal process? That someone is innocent until proven guilty. Why didn't you allow him to be in his house while you go through the investigation process? Do you have to lock him up, isolate him, beat him up, tie his hand, deny him of food? He feels sick. Most times his medical practitioners come to Finland prison to visit him. You refuse that visit. Two people you can never refuse visit. In prison all over the world, the person's legal representative and the person's representative or primary care or medical doctor. These two individuals, we have proved that Finland refused the medical providers of Simon Ekpa to see him, where they isolated him. And we are talking about one of the freest countries in the world. Now the world knows that Finland, what you say during the day is different from what you say at night. We do not want countries like that for their names to be written in gold or in history, because you are not making the world a better place. Now you're holding Simon Ekpa because Nigeria told you to hold him. Did you ask Nigeria how many Biafrans, innocent Biafrans, men and women that they have murdered? As we speak, the Nigerian state is in Biafra nation, our nation, killing thousands, killing hundreds of innocent Biafrans. Just because of what? Just because we are Biafrans. Finland, did you ask Tinubu and Christopher Musa what is their machine guns, what is their vans, what are their bullions doing in Biafra land? Did you ask them those questions? Why are they killing innocent Biafrans for nothing? No, you did not ask. That does not concern you. That is not what United Nations, that's not what Commonwealth, that's not what African Union is all about. No, it's all about you helping any government that you have a common interest with. It's not about humanity. It's not about the basic and fundamental human rights of people. No, Alexander, stop. You don't care about that. They colluded with some criminals in Kenya, planned with them, forcefully blindfolded Nnamdi Kanu, caught him, and bundled him to Nigeria, beat him. What bigger terrorism is more than that? That is a pure terrorist act. when you go to a foreign nation, another country, you catch a citizen, you hold a citizen, blindfold the citizen, beat the citizen, bundle him, put him inside a plane, and ship him to Nigeria without any legal process. Isn't that terrorism? That is what Nigeria, headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa now, the ones that are talking about terrorism, that is what they did to our leader, Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. Did Nnamdi Kanu commit any crime? No. All he was saying is, I'm practicing the law that was approved by the whole world, which is self-determination. The people have a right to choose who is going to rule them. All our leader Nnamdi Kanu was doing was to promote that, sensitize Biafrans, let us know we have the right to choose our leaders, not the terrorist leaders imposed by the Nigerian state to Biafrans, killing people, reintegrating non-terrorists, giving them AK-47, reintegrating them into the military and police, sending them to the southeast and other zones to kill innocent indigenous citizens. That is what Nigeria do. So who is the terrorist? The person talking about self-determination, self-defense, or the person that went to Kenya, kidnapped somebody, closed his eyes, beat him up, bundled him into an airplane and took him to Nigeria without going through any Kenyan law, without going through any normal legal process, without going through that which they signed in the charters of organizations like the United Nations, the African Union, the Commonwealth, the ECOWAS, and all other organizations. They refuse to go through those processes because of what? They are a mafia terrorist state. Those organizations like the United Nations, the African Union, the ECOWAS, that they signed to be member of, they do not respect the laws of those organizations. They see those organizations as people they can always bribe their leaders, which they've been doing for so many years, but not anymore. So they bribe, they go there and bribe their way into the leadership. They bribe their way into electing people that hold sensitive positions in these organizations. And then we are asking if these organizations like the African Union, the European Union, the Organization, European Union on Human Rights Commission, the ECOWAS, the Commonwealth, if Nigeria is bribing people that work for you to commit crimes against humanity, to disobey the fundamental and disrupt and trample on the fundamental human rights of citizens, which these organizations were established to protect, why should Nigeria still be a member of African Union, of United Nations, of the European Union, of the Commonwealth? Why should a terrorist state be a member of these organizations as we speak? That means the leadership of this organization, some of them have been compromised to destroy the integrity of these organizations. And that must be corrected immediately. Or else, these organizations are going to be relegated to the trash of history. That is what they did to our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who currently is spending almost 5 to 6 years in DSS in prison in Nigeria for nothing. Nigeria President and Christopher Musa, they are holding in Nnamdi Kanu for almost 5 to 6 years for nothing except let my people go. We have the right to self-determination. We have the right to rule and choose who is going to be our leader. Nigeria felt can never happen because they are a terrorist mafia organization. They can jump into any country in the world, pay people in the police department, in the justice department, bribe them and bundle innocent citizens away from those countries. That is what Nigeria has done for the past 100 years. Not anymore. Not anymore. So we Biafrans gather today to tell our Onyendo Nnamdi Kanu, we appreciate you.
So, my people, you guys have listened to what Ngozi Orabueze have to say concerning Simon Ekpa's case and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was even kidnapped from Kenya and brought to Nigeria, that's the first part of it, without any Kenyan laws. They just blindfolded him and deported him back to Nigeria. You can imagine. And there was nothing like there was no Kenyan laws. They just did their thing like that, thereby infringing his right to speech, infringing his right to movement. You can't just come into a country and you kidnap someone and you take the person away. In fact, that the people who even took him away, they're supposed to arrest them because number one, they infringed someone's rights and also did not go through the legal process in bringing him back to Nigeria. They blindfolded him and brought him back to Nigeria, which is totally bad. Now take a look at what is going on in Finland concerning Simon Ekpa's case. Now you can see what Ngozi Orabueze was saying, that the way they treat Simon Ekpa is very bad because of number one, how can they be maltreating him like someone who does not have his rights? Like they deny him freedom of movement, they handcuff him, they do it like as if he does not have his own rights in Nigeria. This is totally bad. I'm telling you the honest truth. This is totally bad. Though everybody is already praying, everybody is now praying that very soon that Simon Ekpa is going to come out, as well as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that all these people are going to be released. That is what many people are praying for. That is because all we are praying for now is for the judge to say that, oh, Simon is not guilty of the crimes. Because on a normal day, that's what everybody, that Simon is not guilty of the crime that they are saying he committed. Because if you look at it, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty, Simon Ekpa is not guilty. Though many Nigerians are finding it difficult, to believe it. Some people say that no, that they will never believe it, though, that what Simon Ekpa did when he was in Finland till now, that they will never forget it. Because you guys know that many people were saying that Simon Ekpa was ordering sit at home, in the southeast, and he was in Finland. So some people are disagreeing with the fact that that all the things that Simon Ekpa has been doing is good, but they should not also forget that it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa that gave us the voice we have today. Yes, they are the ones that opened our eyes to see the corrupt things in Nigeria. Self-determination is not a crime. Simon Ekpa has no case with Finland, same as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't have any case. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. Self-determination is not a crime. All we want is freedom. And it's not a crime. The fact that the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa are all agitating for the freedom of Ndi Igbos, because we've already found out that, if Igbo people still stay in this so-called country called Nigeria, a lot is going to happen. I don't even want to start talking about what happened in Benue. It was a tragic experience, and I know that this is the reason why Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually want the Igbos to have their own nation, because if we continue to stay in this nation with these people, these our enemies, is going to be tougher. they want to actually use us. So what we want to do is that's why Simon Ekpa and Mazen and Kali saying that we should separate and have our own nation so that peace will reign in Nigeria. Like now, you can hear what Ngozi Orabueze have to say about Simon Ekpa's case, saying that how can they be saying that they should bring back a man who you guys were aware that, oh, Simon Ekpa is a freedom fighter. He was always agitating for the freedom of Biafra, as well as Martin Namdekal. All of a sudden, you guys are saying they should bring him back to Nigeria so that they can judge the case there, which is terrible. So you guys are not even seeing what the good that Simon Ekpa has done for us over the years. You guys are not seeing it. And many people are saying that very soon Simon Ekpa's court case will soon be over and there will be jubilation everywhere, same as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the judges have already found out that, oh, these people are not guilty. If they're looking at the real terrorists in Nigeria, they're looking at who are the real terrorists in Nigeria. They should take, for instance, what happened in Benue State. Now, if you see what happened in Benue State, they should not forget that before this incident happened in Benue State, Simon Ekpa is locked up. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. So who are now the real terrorists that are now occupying the land? They are not thinking about that one. They are not checking that one. Anyway, guys, let us actually listen to what Ngozi Orabueze still have to say concerning what these people are doing to Simon Ekpa. As she even said that the Finland has done the worst. Like them keeping this man in detention, them maltreating Simon Ekpa is very bad. They deny him of his medical practitioners as well as his lawyer. They deny him of all these things, which is totally bad. They make him as if he does not have his right as a citizen. Guys, just listen to what Ngozi Orabueze have to say. She has really spoke her mind, and what she said here is nothing but the truth. Guys, take a look at this and I'll be right back.
We cherish you, we honor you for your resilience, for your persistency. Do not let them push you. Do not be compromised, because the United States of Biafra has been declared. That which you seek is here already. On the same note, I want to also recognize our amiable Prime Minister, His Excellency Obatobie, the Peace Ambassador Simon Ekpa, whom the Finland government colluded with the Nigerian government and took him away just about a week or 2 weeks to the redeclaration of the United States of Biafra in Finland. That was what Alexander Stubb did. He listened to the terrorist state of Nigeria. He colluded, Alexander Stubb colluded with the Nigerian state for economic gains. And a week to our convention in Finland, he and his cronies, they gave the order to remove our prime minister, take him away so that he will not declare Biafra. And Finland obeyed Alexander Stubb, who colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state to remove our prime minister, Simon Ekpa. Even though Simon Ekpa has never committed any crime for his many years of residency in Finland. No record, zero. But all of a sudden, Nigeria went to tell Finland that Simon Ekpa is, in bracket, a terrorist. He is a terrorist financier. He is instigating people. Bianco Jubu, Christopher Musa and Tinubu, they went to tell Alexander, take him away. He is a terrorist. You did not ask them what is the reason why you think they branded him what they branded him, which he is not. No, you did not do that. All you did is that your legal department in Finland, you went on this manhunt to clamp Simon Ekpa down. You picked him up on your orders. You removed him from his people that he was protecting. And within the timeline, Finland took our prime minister away in November 2024. Within just 2 months of that incident, Biafrans lost over 1,500 innocent indigenous Biafrans. Nigerian state killed them, they massacred them. Innocent children, women that have committed no crime. They removed our prime minister. Alexander Stubb removed our prime minister. And Tinubu and Christopher Musa, they went on the massacre. They invaded Biafran territory because they know we are going to declare our independence in Finland within that timeline. They killed many innocent Biafrans. They invaded, they burnt many homes. That was a plan between Finland and Nigeria state. There are no two ways about that. Do not be deceived. No story. This is exactly what happened. And the intention is to stop the restoration of the United States of Biafra. Nothing more. Because the United States of Biafra is where the mineral resources, the rich oil, that all these foreign countries, you bribe your way, you buy them, it comes from Biafra land. That is why Tinubu and Christopher Musa is ready to kill all Biafrans as long as that oil gets to you. Not anymore. I promise you, not anymore. You cannot come and kill us and take our oil to go develop your country while our own people are lacking the basic amenities in life. They lack everything. No health care, no electricity, no internet, nothing. And you milk the oil to go develop your own country. Search your conscience. But you know what? Not anymore. That which you know, we know it 10 times. So our Obatobia is currently in Finland court. The case has started. And you know the funny part of that? The witnesses that Bianca, Ojukwu, Tinubu, and Christopher Musa brought to Finland court to testify against our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. The witnesses they bribed to come are people that belonged to an organization that Nigeria state have labeled a terrorist organization. So what Tinubu and Alexander Stubb did is this. They took away our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, a week or two to the redeclaration of the United States of Biafra. And they locked up Simon Ekpa, just like Nigeria locked up Nnamdi Kanu. And now, they locked up Simon Ekpa without indicting him for any crime yet. It was investigation. They isolated him. They tortured him physically, mentally, with all the imminent health conditions of death. That is what Finland did. So they isolated him, physically, mentally, socially destroyed him. He is still in their custody as we speak. Without any indictment, they just suspected. They say they suspected inciting us. Simon Ekpa is suspected of inciting Biafrans. to a, in bracket, terrorist, in bracket, terrorist. This is the story Tinubu told Alexander Stubb, and Christopher Musa and Bianco Ojukwu told Alexander Stubb that Simon Ekpa is inciting us. So what did Alexander Stubb do? You didn't investigate before you lock him up. You didn't indict him before you locked him up. Nothing. It was under suspicion, as reported to you by the Nigerian terrorist state, a country that has been declared the most dangerous place for Christians in the world to live. Alexander Stubb listened to them. He believed their lies. And he ordered them to take away our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in Finland and lock him up while the investigation goes on. Why didn't you allow him to stay in his home while this case continued? He is a member of the major Finland political party. He holds position in the transportation department of Finland. He is contributing as a local politician in Finland. So his integrity is very, very high. There is no reason why he can commit any act of terrorism. You know him to be a young, decent guy.
So guys, you guys have heard what Dr. Ngozi Orabueze have to say about Simon Ekpa's case. So we're definitely taking a look at, everything that happened in court when what happened in court, because a lot of people have now been saying that there will soon be jubilation because of Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa will soon be released. So let us actually take a look at what happened in court. It says in the Pajit District Court in Lati, Finland, Simon Ekpa, a Finnish Biafran dual citizen and leading voice for Biafra self-determination, boldly declared, "I have not ordered weapons," dismantling the prosecution's baseless accusation of inciting terrorism and participating in a terrorist organization, because they went as far as accusing Simon Ekpa that he was ordering weapons. So Simon Ekpa told them in court, and he boldly declared and said, "I have not ordered weapons," dismantling the prosecution baseless accusation of inciting terrorism and participating in a terrorist organization. This powerful statement is not just a denial of wrongdoing, but a testament to his innocence and unwavering commitment to non-violent advocacy for the Biafran cause. Ekpa's trial, steeped in political motive, seeks to silence a movement for justice, but his words expose the truth. His mission is to highlight the suffering of Biafra, not to fuel violence. This profile defends Ekpa's innocence, framing his statement as a rally cry against the criminalization of Africa activism. Simon Ekpa's declaration, "I have not ordered weapons," directly refutes the prosecution claims that his media activism and calls for civil disobedience in Nigeria constitutes terrorism. The accusation hingers on painting Ekpa as a financer or organization of violent rebellion, yet no concrete evidence supports this narrative. In court, he clarified, "I do not support any violent group. My mission is to raise awareness, not fund or arm rebels." This word portrays his innocence, revealing a man dedicated to exposing the plight of Biafrans through speech, broadcast, and social media, not through arms or violence. Now, in court, they asked him, he said that his mission is to just raise awareness and not fund or arm rebels, or not to arm people and give them weapons to fight. He said his own is just to create awareness of things happening in Nigeria. Just like I told you guys that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa are the ones that actually creating awareness to many youths of what is going on in Nigeria, as well as exposing all the whole evil politicians. So in court, they now said Ekpa's statement is a cornerstone of his defense, emphasizing that his activism is rooted in truth-telling, not terror. The prosecution's attempt to equate his advocacy with criminality lacks substance, relying on vague allegations of incitement rather than proof of direct involvement in violence. By asserting, "I have not ordered weapons," Ekpa not only denies the specific charge but also reaffirms his non-violent stand, challenging the narrative that seeks to vilify him. Ekpa's trial cannot be viewed in isolation. It's a political charged effort to suppress the Biafra movement. Nigerian government has long branded Biafran activists as terrorists to justify its violent crackdowns on Igbo communities in the southeast, marked by extrajudicial killings and systematic marginalization. Ekpa, as a prominent diaspora voice, threatens this status quo by amplifying this injustice globally. His statement, "I have not ordered weapons," reflects his refusal to be complicit in Nigeria's narrative, which seeks to criminalize dissent while ignoring state-sponsored violence. Finland's role in this trial raises serious concerns about its alignment with Nigerian authority tactics by prosecuting Ekpa for his advocacy. Finland risks endorsing a dangerous precedent, silencing African activists under the guise of counter-terrorism. The defense highlights this hypocrisy, noting that Finland joins the silence, branding a movement of self-determination as terror, while protecting the image of its diplomatic ally Nigeria. So looking at what is really happening, they say that Finland has even joined Nigerians to silence Simon Ekpa's movement, that this is self-determination. Or this is just self-determination, nothing more. It's something like he's a terrorist or no. But they don't understand why the Finland will still be holding him hostage and saying that he's a terrorist when they're already aware that this man is just a freedom fighter. This is self-determination and nothing more. But they have joined Nigeria to be saying that Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. So it says that it says that Ekpa's assertion of innocence is just a broad stand against a global system that punishes those who challenge powerful states. Ekpa's words, "I want to highlight the suffering of the Biafran people." This was when Simon Ekpa was telling them in court that he wants to highlight the suffering of the Biafran people. He revealed the heart of his mission, the Biafran struggle rooted in the atrocities of the 1967 and 1970 genocide, is a demand for self-determination in response to decades of oppression. Ekpa's activism seeks to bring global attention to this cause, not through violence but through awareness. His declaration, "I have not ordered weapons," is a direct rebuttal to attempts is mischaracterize his work as terrorism, affirming that his tools are words, not weapons. So he went as far as saying that all these broadcasts that you see them doing, both him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that his words are his tools and not weapons. The prosecution case hingers on distorting Ekpa's cause for civil disobedience as incitement. Yet this ignores the contents of Nigeria's furious and unjudicial aggression against Biafra. Ekpa's defense in court: "Biafrans are being killed, silenced and demonized, and now I stand here accused not for any crime but for refusing to stay silent," emphasizing his innocence and expose the trial's true purpose: to suppress a movement by targeting its most visible advocates. His refusal to be silenced is a powerful assertion of his right to speak for his people. This is when Simon Ekpa was saying that Biafrans were being killed, silenced, during the war and demonized, and now he stand there and he's being accused for self-determination, and he already know that which is not a crime. That they are just here accusing him of being a terrorist when he's just out there for self-determination in order to, just to see the way Biafrans can actually gain their independence. So Ekpa trial reflects a broader trend of criminalizing African activities who challenge systematic injustice, from Cameroon to Amazona, Nairobi to those who speak out against state violence are often labeled as threats, arrested or exiled. Ekpa's statement, "I have not ordered weapons," is a call against this injustice, in asserting his innocence while highlighting the hypocrisy of a world that punishes truth tellers by prosecuting him. President Alexander, that's the president of Finland, risks undermining its own democratic principles, aligning with a global order that prioritizes geopolitical alliance over human rights. The absence of evidence linking Ekpa to weapons of violence further solidifies his innocence. The prosecution reliance on ambiguous claims of incitement reveals a weak case designed to intimidate rather than convict. Ekpa's trial is not just about one man and his defense knows. It's about a movement. It's about people. His words demand that the world recognize the Biafran struggle as a legitimate fight for justice, not as a terrorist enterprise. He was saying that, his words, all these broadcasts that he was doing, is just to recognize the Biafran struggle as a legitimate fight for justice, not a terrorist enterprise. Simon Ekpa Rissole's declaration, "I have not ordered weapon," is more than a defense. It's a proclamation of innocence and a challenge to the forces seeking to silence him. His trial in Finland is a political motivated attempt to criminalize Biafran activism and protect Nigeria's image at the expense of truth. Ekpa's advocacy rooted in highlighting the suffering of his people is not terrorism but a courageous stance for justice. The world must rally behind Ekpa, recognizing his innocence and the broader implications of his prosecution. His statement is a beacon for all who fight against oppression. Truth cannot be silenced by false accusation. As the trial continues, like, to be honest, Simon Ekpa is innocent and the Biafran struggle will not be silent. They're looking for every possible means that they're going to silence Simon Ekpa. The lesson that they keep on bringing, the government keep on bringing witnesses to come and still, do false accusation against Simon Ekpa, just as the way they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is totally wrong and very, very bad. And all we know is that finally, but Simon Ekpan have already told them that he never brought weapon, that his words are his weapon, and he never told anyone to carry gun to do anything. So guys, many people have been jubilating saying that Simon Ekpa will soon be released. That is what many people are saying. And now you can see how the Nigerian government actually wants to do. The Nigerian government wants to use every opportunity to to jail Simon Ekpa, but it's not going to work. Like, they actually used to bring their agents, like, come and say something about Simon Ekpa, which are not even true. And this is, totally wrong and very, very bad. You guys have heard what Dr. Ngozi Orabueze have to say about Simon Ekpa's case. You guys really heard about it. The way she was saying that even everything that Simon Ekpa have done in Finland, the way he has contributed to one thing or the other, still the Finland president Alexander, they are treating him this way, following Nigerians to say that they should bring him back to Nigeria so that they can do his trial in Nigeria, which is totally bad. So guys, Simon Ekpa's case will also be live in court tomorrow, which is on 17th and 18th June 2025. So he's going to be coming to court on the 17th and 18th. Like, it's going to be a whole lot. And if you guys also need to listen to what Ngozi Orabueze also have to say about what he have really done to Simon Ekpa, and I'll be right back, guys. Take a look at this
We
video.
cherish you. We honor you for your resilience, for your persistency. Do not let them push you. Do not be compromised. Because the United States of Biafra has been declared. That which you seek is here already. On the same note, I want to also recognize our amiable Prime Minister, His Excellency Obatobie, the Peace Ambassador Simon Ekpa, whom the Finland government colluded with the Nigerian government and took him away just about a week or 2 weeks to the redeclaration of the United States of Biafra in Finland. That was what Alexander Stubb did. He listened to the terrorist state of Nigeria. He colluded, Alexander Stubb colluded with the Nigerian state for economic gains. And a week to our convention in Finland, he and his cronies, they gave the order to remove our prime minister, take him away so that he will not declare Biafra. And Finland obeyed Alexander Stubb, who colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state to remove our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Even though Simon Ekpa has never committed any crime for his many years of residency in Finland. No record, zero. But all of a sudden, Nigeria went to tell Finland that Simon Ekpa is, in bracket, a terrorist. He is a terrorist financier. He is instigating people. Bianco Jubu, Christopher Musa, and Tinubu, they went to tell Alexander, take him away. He is a terrorist. You did not ask them what is the reason why you think they branded him what they branded him, which he is not. No, you did not do that. All you did is that your legal department in Finland, you went on this manhunt to clamp Simon Ekpa down. You picked him up on your orders. You removed him from his people that he was protecting. And within the timeline, Finland took our prime minister away in November 2024. Within just 2 months of that incident, Biafrans lost over 1,500 innocent indigenous Biafrans. Nigerian state killed them, they massacred them. Innocent children, women that have committed no crime. They removed our prime minister. Alexander Stubb removed our prime minister. And Tinubu and Christopher Musa, they went on the massacre. They invaded Biafran territory because they know we are going to declare our independence in Finland within that timeline. They killed many innocent Biafrans. They invaded, burnt many homes. That was a plan between Finland and Nigeria state. There are no two ways about that. Do not be deceived. No story. This is exactly what happened. And the intention is to stop the restoration of the United States of Biafra, nothing more, because the United States of Biafra is where the mineral resources, the rich oil, that all these foreign countries, you bribe your way, you buy them, it comes from Biafra land. That is why Tinubu and Christopher Musa is ready to kill all Biafrans as long as that oil gets to you. Not anymore. I promise you, not anymore. You cannot come and kill us and take our oil to go develop your country while our own people are lacking the basic amenities in life. They lack everything. No health care, no electricity, no internet, nothing. And you milk the oil to go develop your own country. Search your conscience. But you know what? Not anymore. That which you know, we know it 10 times. So our Obatobia is currently in Finland court. The case has started. And you know the funny part of that? The witnesses that Bianca, Ojukwu, Tinubu, and Christopher Musa brought to Finland court to testify against our Prime Minister, Emma. The witnesses they bribed to come are people that belonged to an organization that Nigeria state have labeled a terrorist organization. So what Tinubu and Alexander Stubb did is this. They took away our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, a week or two to the redeclaration of the United States of Biafra. And they locked up Simon Ekpa, just like Nigeria locked up Nnamdi Kanu. And now they locked up Simon Ekpa without indicting him for any crime yet. It was investigation. They isolated him. They tortured him physically, mentally, with all the imminent health conditions of death. That is what Finland did. So they isolated him, physically, mentally, socially destroyed him. He is still in their custody as we speak, without any indictment. They just suspected. They say he's suspected inciting us. Simon Ekpa is suspected of inciting Biafrans to a, in bracket, terrorist. In bracket, terrorist. This is the story Tinubu told Alexander Stubb, and Christopher Musa and Bianco Ojukwu told Alexander Stubb that Simon Ekpa is inciting us. So what did Alexander Stubb do? You didn't investigate before you lock him up. You didn't indict him before you locked him up. Nothing. It was under suspicion, as reported to you by the Nigerian terrorist state, a country that has been declared the most dangerous place for Christians in the world to live. Alexander Stubb listened to them. He believed their lies. And he ordered them to take away our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in Finland and lock him up while the investigation goes on. Why didn't you allow him to stay in his home while this case continued? He is a member of the major Finland political party. He holds position in the transportation department of Finland. He is contributing as a local politician in Finland. So his integrity is very, very high. There is no reason why he can commit any act of terrorism. You know him to be a young, decent guy. But you follow the Nigerian terror.
So my people, you guys have listened to what Dr. Ngozi Orabueze have to say. Now, everything that Simon Ekpa has been doing for them, even the way he has been, Simon Ekpa does not have a crime record, same way as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. These people don't have any crime records at all. But still, the Nigerian government are aware of it, but still, they still want to make sure that these people are put behind bars for just no reason. Just because they are fighting for Biafra, because of they want self-determination, which is not even a crime. That is what they want to do. And now this woman said something that was very shocking here. She went as far as saying that Ojukwu and Bianca even went as far as bringing witnesses, him and Bola Tinubu, to come and testify against Simon Ekpa in Finland, which is totally very wrong. These people came to testify against him. This is a man that is seen, that is fighting for Biafra. This is a man that everybody is trying he's trying his possible way to see if Biafra is going to be actualized in Nigeria, to see if the Igbos can actually have their own nation. This is what the man is fighting for, same as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you can hear from what the woman said that Ojukwu Bianca brought witnesses, him and Bola Ahmed to come and do a false witness against Simon Ekpa, which is totally wrong. Like, guys, a lot of things is really happening in Nigeria, but everybody have been saying that Simon Ekpa will definitely be released and justice must be done, because these two people don't have any criminal records. In fact, to be honest, like, they're just looking for, the Nigerian government is looking for a way to pin them down. Like, they have forgotten that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opened the eyes of many youths. Like, you see, this thing that is happening in Benue today, the massacre that is happening in Benue, it's just that the Benue people refuse to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see why all these things are happening today? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been shouting it a very long time. The shocking part of it is that if you see what Bola Ahmed Tinubu wrote as a press statement, about the killings in Benue State, you guys will be shocked. He went as well as telling the governor of Benue that he should better go and do a peaceful dialogue with the bandits. Imagine, this is going to be saying that let them send people that will catch these bandits and arrest them. And the only thing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu could say is that the governor of Benue State should go and settle with them. So they really know that they are the real terrorists in Nigeria. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows the real terrorists in Nigeria, but he's still saying that Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are terrorists in Nigeria, which I say these people know what they are doing. The only reason why you see they are keeping these two people in detention is because of they already know that, oh, these people have known our secrets. Oh, these people are going to divide Nigeria, the so-called one Nigeria we're living in. That's why they are keeping them in detention. They don't want Nigeria to be divided because they know what they're benefiting from it. Everything that our leaders are doing in that city, they're just there for the money. They're not even doing their work at all, to be honest. And this has been what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been warning us for a very long time. Now, just take a look at what is now going on in Nigeria. Just take a look at it. So, guys, take a look at what personality have to say, and I'll be right back.
During the war, part of the things the government did to cause more death in the Igbo land was to take all the money deposited in the bank by the Igbos, all our money, and gave us only 20 pounds. Whether you have 200,000 pounds or 200 million, or the federal government of Nigeria took it away as long as it is owned by the Igbo man. He took them away and was using that money to fight us. What does that tell you? If it were today's world, what they did in the South was genocide. It wasn't a war. Because the Biafran soldiers were giving them hell at the battleground. Instead of them to battle them, they went after the civilians. Innocent civilians, women and children. That was why the casualty was so high on Igbo land. They left the real soldiers who were fighting them in the bush because they couldn't match the Biafran soldiers. They now vent their anger on innocent Igbo civilians, women and children. That was why there was heavy casualty.
In the course of a war, is that acceptable? Even though we know that they said all is fair in war. But no, is that action acceptable?
That's why we are complaining. Yes, that's why we are. It's not fair. Under the Geneva Convention, you are not supposed to do that.
Okay.
Go and look at the recorded history of what happened. Women and children who were hiding in a church in somewhere in Onitsha, they slaughtered all of them. Frederick Forsyth said at least over 300 people that he saw.
The Nigerian military did that.
Yes, slaughtered all of them. And even Benjamin Adekunle, the Black Scorpion, he was boasting on how he was cutting down women and children in Igbo land. He was boasting of it. No, is that what you call a war? You are fighting armless women and children.
So, Barrister, why didn't that reintegration process and re-radicalization process
it's going on with terrorists
in Nigeria?
Yes, exactly.
It's happening with Boko Haram terrorists. They are de-radicalizing them, disarming them, and reintegrating them back into the society. And we've seen in all history of wars, like Rwandan genocide, like I cited, there was that program. It took place for peace and unity to be able to reign. Looks like it's some kind of closure for the people who suffered in that crisis. Why didn't that happen in Nigeria?
No, you should be asking Gowon, because he was in a position to do that, but he did not. He did not. So what is he telling me now? This is a man who would have taken care to heal the wounds, but he did not. Now he's telling us it was necessary. It was not necessary. On what ground? Who started that war?
Okay.
In the first place? Who started that war?
Okay, if the former head of state, Gowon, didn't do that, the heads of state before him, after him, I mean, why didn't anybody, even in democratic system, when former President Olusegun Obasanjo came in 1999, Jonathan was there, Buhari was there, even the current president now, why haven't any head of state or any president taken any action for that?
Because of what? Propaganda, disinformation. Promise, since that war happened, it had been recorded through propaganda that the Igbos started a civil war, that we wanted to disintegrate Nigeria.
Until IBB's
good memoir. Until IBB wrote a book. You can see what we are talking about. So shame is on them now, including Gowon. This thing you are telling me now, Gowon have not deemed it fit to discuss what is going on in Plateau and Benue as of today. His own state, Plateau. He has not told us what happened? Why are they killing them in that state now? His own state, oh. He has never opened his mouth to utter a word about that killing going on there. This was exactly what they were doing to the Igbos that time until the Igbos reacted. This thing that's going on in Plateau, is it not enough to cause war? Tell me, is it not enough to cause war? This is exactly what happened in 1967 when they were killing the Igbos all over the place.
When lives are being threatened.
Perish. And you kept quiet and you expect them to keep quiet. That was exactly what happened. Exactly what this is the same modus operandi. But because these people have tolerated, either they don't have the liver to fight or whatever.
All right, Barrister, let's move on to other stories.
So I thank God it's happening under Gowon's.
Fulani can control you however they like. Once they announce it, Yoruba newspapers very foolishly and stupidly will support them because they want Tinubu as the president. And you are all dying every blessed day. You are all dying every day. Had you people risen up to say that what is happening in Nigeria is bad, there is no way that Fashoranti's daughter will not be alive today. That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say, enough is enough. It is up to you to do it. You did it during NSAS. You can do it again. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forest, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war, and you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying something about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them. Do you know why Borno State is still alive? Why you still have the Kanuri people in Borno today? Was because they resisted the Fulani centuries ago. You have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia. They are now in Okigwe. And you're asking us to somehow fold our hands and keep quiet because of 2023, because one idiot is going to come out to become a president, because of that rubbish, because of that nonsensical notion, we should fold our hands and wait until we are overrun by the Janjaweed from the Sahel. Is that how reasonable people think? Is that how people that wish to survive as a race, is that how they reason? It is very, very shocking that some of you do not understand what the Fulanis have in store for you. Very, very soon it is going to happen. And when it happens, your eyes will clear. And about whom you will see it very clearly. I was warning you. In 2014, 2015, 2016, they said he's a warmonger. He's a warmongering. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are avoiding is going to come to your villages. They said, no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today? When Yoruba was supporting the dead idiot called Buhari, did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen. IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria. But Mietiana is not. People that you are calling bandits, have you heard anybody come out to say, please Buhari, since presidency is there defending terrorists in the forest, why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe a Fulani group. Never. And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. But their land is under siege. Their land is under siege. And the Fulani will take it. It doesn't take time. So I am here today to encourage them that they must stand tall and be very strong, resolute. That is what Fulani does. They control the media. They have well-paid consultants all over the world doing their bidding for them. They have that woman at you.
So, my people, you guys have listened to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. To be honest, this is the same thing that they have been warning the many tribes against Fulani people for me, I feel that the Fulani people have people in power who they are working for. Yes, people who are weaponizing them, people who are giving them money, people who are telling them to carry out that tax, because someone cannot just come and be buying people for no reason. So definitely there's someone, they have a leader, someone in power who is authorizing them. That is one thing you many people don't know. And now that Mazenam Dekalo and Simon Ekpa has been detained, and now let us now take a look at who are the real terrorists. I hope it's now done on many Nigerians that the real terrorist is not Mazen Namdekalo as well as Simon Ekpa. And I wish that the thing that is going on now in Nigeria should also be communicated to Finland president as well as the Kenya as well as UK president, so that they will understand that, oh, Mazinam Kalu and Simon Ekpa, they are not terrorists, because since these two people have been detained, crime activity has just increased in Nigeria day by day. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. And also, let me know your thoughts below. What do you really think about what Dr. Ngozi Orabueze have said concerning Simon Ekpa's case, as well as Mazenam Kalu's case? Guys, let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share. And also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be getting all the latest news in this channel, especially anytime we drop videos. And also, don't forget that Mazen Namdekalu will be coming to court on the 18th of June 2025, and Simon Ekpa will be appearing court tomorrow, which is 17th of June and 18th of June. So guys, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching.